a little later on in the week. Normally we have it on Wednesdays for anyone that's new here. We usually tap in together on Wednesdays. But honestly, yesterday was really emotionally heavy on top of the fact that I had already missed the deadline. It was a whole thing. Um, to say that I am happy right now would be like not true, you know? Can I find things to be happy for? Absolutely. But I think I'm disappointed. I feel like it's a lot of disappointment that I feel. Um, Especially living in the country that I live in and the way in which black women are treated. So I'm carrying that grief with me today. Um, because when someone like me is senselessly killed, like with, it doesn't make any sense. I can't even put it into words. When someone loses their life by simply existing, um, it's hard for me not to take it personally because there's a representation there, there's a reflection there. So I'm not happy. I'm heartbroken. But I still want to show up and teach because this is my way of hopefully shifting the energy. So we're going to teach, okay? But please let me know when, because I do want to be in a space of celebration, even if it is just for this live, okay? Oh, I forgot that we're going live on a different platform today too. So let me set that up while you guys drop some wins. And I'll share a win with you all too. I shared a win earlier in the garden, but I'll share it here. Okay. There we go. Just breathing through the motions, y'all. Breathing through the motions. I figured one of the best ways for me to show you how to move through waves of grief and emotion is to show you physically, to demonstrate what that looks like. So I'm going to be speaking a lot slower. Thoughts are going to need time to come to me because they are being filtered through a lot of hurt and pain. And my intention is to be present with you. Okay? Okay. Courtney, I'm great. I feel great. Courtney, I'm happy to hear that so much. It was a big improvement, I think, even from Sunday, right? I met a person who has completely turned my negative narcissistic thoughts around. He's amazing, exciting to see where this goes. Okay, I love this. My team has done wonderful things for me in the last week. That's wonderful to hear. I'm so happy. From NYC, now Florida. Okay, Melissa. I'm on an upswing from some days down. I understand that, Michelle. I totally get that. So Wadi, hi, how are you? It's so good to see your name. Moving through a lot of grief and heartache today. Same. So Wadi, same. Same. You're here. But a win for me is standing my ground and being independent and not reaching out at all, setting my own boundaries. I love that for you, Melissa. It's very important. Debbie, tired, AC went out, very stressed. Oh, I can imagine. Baran, thank you, Lotus. So grateful you are here for us. Thank you. I really appreciate that. A lot. I'm tired of not being the same in my own country. Goddess Mo, same. It'd be nice to not feel like that. I'm grateful because I have a new job and trust in myself. Okay, TJ, congratulations. We love this. It was not for Oh, I don't know what that part means, but I got another job. Okay. I know it's going to be wonderful. Look at you. You bounce right back. And that's what's important. Please don't take it personally. We will win. I promise you, Black women, all women will win in support of our amazing men. I think it's less about winning and more about just remaining alive, you know? Um, being able to live out the full term of your life should not be such a hard thing to do. Because of the color of your skin or because of the gender you identify with. You should be able to just be alive. I think that is why I take it so personally. Because we can justify things when someone was wrong or someone was, aggressive or, wrong place, wrong time. When you're in your home calling for help, there's just literally no way to process that. So I would love for us, especially in the wellness and the spiritual community, when we're always saying, race and color and gender, they don't matter because we are all one soul. I really hope that Black and brown bodies are applied to that understanding that we are all one, and that you use your allyship, if you do not identify as a Black or brown body, to continue sharing our humanity with this world that we live in. Because there are way too many hashtags. Okay? But I appreciate the optimistic outlook because we need that. Otherwise, we just be in rage and despair all the time. And even when something like this happens that is so senseless and so inhumane, it is a form of our activism to still experience our joy so that it does not kill our spirits, because it is a very heavy thing to carry. And that is why I chose to show up today, because I really love holding space with you all. And I am not picture perfect. These things hurt. But I do believe in what I teach. And I do know that I'm going to feel a little bit better after today. And it'll improve. But I want us to be able to feel what we're feeling. I can still celebrate your joy. I can still be over the moon for you. I can still feel this heartache. Okay? I love how you guys are chatting with each other in the comments. It always makes me happy. Okay, let me know. Melissa, can you hear me now? Thank you, Jack. And thank you again for that message. It was very sweet. Physio in the swimming pool. Okay, Adria, that sounds amazing. Felt different, more hopeful. Oh, I really hope that works. Even the healing water, the healing effects of water, Please keep me posted. I really hope that works. Thank you, Bron, so much. A win for me is trusting again. Michelle, that's huge. And I'm so happy that you're having that experience. It's so hard for us to trust again. Trust in ourselves, trust in each other, trust in the world that we live in. And for you to be able to trust again, for you to be able to come back to that truth, that you are able to do so, is a beautiful experience to have. I'm here. That's my win for today. Zawadi, I think we have the same win for today. Courtney, I appreciate you, Lotus, for sure. Thank you. You helped me so much in this little time I've been here. Thank you so much, Team Lotus. Thank you so much, Courtney. Let it out, girl. It's okay. I appreciate you for letting this be a safe space for me, too. When I saw a description of session today, it didn't resonate because I wasn't feeling positivity or joy and almost didn't join, but I'm glad I did. So, Wadi, I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. Part of our ability to live is to be able to experience joy. And the truth is, you unfortunately cannot experience joy without grief or without heartache. They are two sides of the same coin, the same process and understanding of, you cannot enjoy the rainbow without the rain. And being able to even celebrate the smaller things in life, it's almost like you're getting another breath to breathe, you know? Like these little small pockets of relief that are helping you ride the waves of rage, of pain, of heartache. And we need that so much. I know it can sound very insensitive or like, no, we should be angry and outraged and burning everything down. And trust me, those feelings are definitely what I feel. However, they don't feel good. They weigh the body down. They make me feel like I don't want to do the things that I love. Like I don't want to be around the people that I love. They become a hindrance after a while. They're not meant for us to build things off of, which is explaining why everything in this world is shifting and changing. But joy, love, a sense of hope even, these things help us to move through those tough times. So I am happy that you came. I'm so happy you're here with me. Our lives shouldn't be dependent upon someone else checking their ego and racism. I agree. Lotus, it is heartbreaking. Pamela, it's so heartbreaking. We can do this. It's a collective of our spirits. Let's stick together in this. We all need to hold our hands and move forward. I agree. Move through it together. I agree, Brown, no matter what color we are. That is the intention. And thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here. We will be able to live. You know it's hard. We should all be able to be ourselves. And yes, say her name. Sonia Masi. Say her name, Lotus. There's so many. There's over 100 people that we are aware of. From young children to adults. The world we live in is sad. Yeah, it definitely has its sad moments, Courtney. In scary place, it's so depressing to watch the news, but it's always sad. And I don't watch the news. I avidly do not watch the news. It does not help me at all. So when I do have to experience something, I'm not seeking it out, which I think maybe is why it even hits a little harder. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you all for being here with me, being patient. You planted my sunflowers in a big pot. Adria, I love that. Sunflowers are one of my favorite flowers. Literally one of my favorite flowers. They bring me so much joy. Hope they flourish. They'll flourish, for sure. And reading, but still losing focus, that's okay. One step at a time, still using crutches, okay. But pushing through the pain, your strength and support helps me. Thank you, Lotus. You're strong. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I feel like the focus is going to come back. It just takes time. The body takes time to heal, to move through what it's feeling, move through the injury, right? So give yourself grace if the turnaround is not what you cognitively think it should be, you know? Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen as it needs to for you in your experience. Thank you for sharing that win. I agree. I don't agree with the statement when I hear it because we're all indifferent in many ways of thinking and understanding it. The wide gap of ignorance to what Black and brown people still face in this country today. Lady, I agree. Yeah. I think things are easier to say and harder to implement and to live by. And my hope, be it as small as it may be, is that people can begin to live by it. That the outrage is not just for my community or from my community, but it is also from other communities where they can advocate and do allyship and speak to the injustices in which we face so that we are no longer teaching, because that is not our job, to teach other communities to see that we are worth living. And it is a process. And that is pretty much the best that I can do in this moment. We have to acknowledge what happened, and I agree. Celebrating you for you. Adria, yes. Noni, I confronted a predator. Big win yesterday. Noni, that's huge. To have that level of courage and bravery. Wow. I am genuinely, I'm so happy for you. That makes me happy. Thank you, Bron. Sawadi, so meaningful for you to be here today. I agree, Sawadi. It really is. I agree, our country is in such turmoil while sitting here listening to the waves. It seems everything is so peaceful, even in the moment. And I'm just here for these few moments. We all need to find some peace during these times of outward and inner tumultuous times. That is the plan, Melissa, to find some peace, to cultivate it. We spoke about this, on Wednesday? When we are asking for peace, we receive an opportunity to practice it in the midst of chaos. Right? Thank you, Lotus, and everyone here. I know I'm in the right place now. Many blessings. So why do you are in the right place? And the reason why we continue to share our wins, even though this is a very hard day for many of us, hopefully for all of us, it's because it helps. Even as I'm hearing your wins and reading them out loud, I'm just like, oh, well, I'm so happy that you're good. I'm so happy that you're good. You know, like that happiness, that joy is still existing. Like, I don't want to forget that. I don't want to lose sight of that. I don't want to be blinded by my anger and my rage. If it needs to help me mobilize to do something, then so be it. But I don't want to live off of that. I don't think that any person that had to lose their life senselessly would want us to just be in a state of rage the entire time. Justice, yes, but in a state of rage all of the time. It's just so damaging to our spirit, to our physical body, the amount of stress that rage can put on you if you prolong it. Mentally, emotionally, energetically, it's just not something that is supposed to be dragged out for this long. We're not supposed to be in this heightened state all the time. I feel this happiness with you. Thank you, Michelle. I came out of polygamy and got to move to Oakland, go to high school, do 65 other cultures. I thought it was bliss to feel like one tribe. I've wonders why people don't embrace curiosity about one another. Yeah, Noni, at one point it can become very Philistine, like very narrow-minded, right? When we are not acknowledging other people's cultures and the beauty that they bring to the world that we live in. Because it's not just us, right? I'm not just around black people, right? I'm around everyone. And honestly, everybody has something beautiful to share about who they are, how they grew up, their culture. And again, the hope is that we're just able to continue sharing that part, right? And not having to have these secondhand traumas. I can't help but think about how this shows how important people make the right decisions about leadership in the coming months. Agreed, Michelle, 100%. Agreed. Thank you for sharing that. We have to keep saying her name. Sonia Massey was a mother and she was a daughter fighting every day. She was. Let's bring in the joy. Thank you, Bron. We can only move through this together in a positive, uplifting way. Yes, I do think that will eventually come. If there's one thing I know about black people, my people, is that we will find joy. I think it's a very ancestral thing that we tend to do, given the experience we've had in this country alone. But the positivity is gonna come. It's there. It's already here in this moment. But also so is the rage. And it's being able to ebb and flow between the two, right? This is what the body is meant for. The body is meant to feel. It's meant to feel these things. It's taking in information. And how we choose to process it is going to be how we continue to see life and how we show up in it. So, positivity, yes. Acknowledging the journey to positivity, or even the journey to the awareness that positivity still remains around us, um, is also a yes, right? My win for this week, outside of being able to show up to class and allowing myself to, be human, um, my second nephew was born 2 days ago. He's absolutely beautiful. And it definitely made me cry because it was like just seeing him so peaceful. Like he just got here from Source, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like what's going on in your mind? Tell me everything. So I'm very happy that he's here. It's very healing for our family. His grandfather, my uncle, passed away during COVID. So we were able to name him after my uncle. So spirit is with us again, and it feels really good to know that he's here. And I'm gonna focus on that part today. Okay. Yeah, I'm an auntie again. I'm very excited. He is super cute. Okay, I want us to. I didn't actually have a topic for today. So if you guys actually want to give me a topic, we can, or I can pull a topic from a previous class I taught a few years ago. So you guys let me know which one is best for the collective. Okay? Thank you, Bron. Thank you, Adria. I'm really excited. Yeah, he's a cutie pie. And he's a Leo, so I have my other nephew, my first nephew is a Leo too, and I'm happy he's a Leo, but oh man, the fire is intense. He's an intense child, like intensely passionate about everything, so it's nice to have two. We'll give it balance. We'll call it balance. Okay, I'm going to pull up my search bar at the same time for you all. Okay? And I exit full screen. There we go. Now I can see you, beautiful beings. Maybe a focus on healing today. You know what, Michelle? That sounds absolutely amazing. How do we feel about that? And that would be really important and good. There we go. So, the first thing I want to talk about when we're talking about just centering our mindset on healing is understanding that you're never going to just be healed, right? I know that that's kind of like a thing that like wellness practitioners sell. Is this ideology that like you'll be healed after this program, you'll be healed after this thing, right? Healing is an ongoing process. It's a part of our journey. We will always have something to heal from. It's really not a destination. It is a journey in itself. It is an opportunity for us to feel things deeply. It is an opportunity for us to stretch and grow our minds and to allow ourselves to have different perspectives, right? Hopefully to grow closer to the divine, to whoever you call on to in your time of need. And we do this mainly because we want to feel whole and complete, and we want to feel safe, right? If I know I'm healing a certain aspect of me, right, I also know that it's going to provide me a sense of feeling safe, because when, those triggers come up or those traumas arise, I'm not instantly being taken back to that place, right, that wounded me, right? I'm able to sit here and be like, okay, ooh, it's a big feeling, but I am on this journey of healing, and I have some tools or some techniques, or I remember this mantra, and I'm just going to sit here, or I'm just going to hold my heart, and I'm going to feel my heartbeat. And I'm going to slow down my breath and center myself, right? Healing is also a choice. I do think that it's a choice that everyone eventually makes, but I do feel that how you make that choice is unique to the person, right? So it might be a willing choice of like, I just know I want to get better, right? It might be having a traumatic experience and knowing that you have to heal this wound if you're going to live life at all, right? There are so many different reasons as to why we begin our journey of healing. And you know what I would really love, if you guys can, letting me know in the comments what started you on your journey of healing. I would love to know that. You guys know, for me, it was the diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis, and then being diagnosed for lupus was probably the real turning, like my pivotal point. I've always been into health and wellness since I was a child. I was studying yoga at like 15. I was very fascinated by the spiritual aspects of wellness as well. It wasn't until having that diagnosis that I became more intentional about healing the wounds, and not just the wounds of which I was feeling physically, but childhood wounds, childhood traumas, making sure that I felt safe in my mind and in my body. That was probably where my healing journey really began, right? Witnessing how I respond to different relationships, exploring what type of teacher I wanted to become, what type of leader I wanted to become, right? And I'm really grateful. And again, something so tragic as finding out you have this chronic illness that is considered incurable has really brought me a lot of peace, a lot of beauty, and a lot of love in my life. And to an extent, I can be grateful for the experience. Maybe not the diagnosis, because I'm not thrilled about that, right? But I can definitely be grateful for the opportunity to be able to identify that there was something misaligned with me, and then be able to love myself back into alignment, right? And whatever that is for me, it may be a different experience and feeling for you, right? I thought about the Libra man was intense. Oh, you Lotus. Yeah. I can see that, Adria, for sure. Healing is a journey, not a destination. Yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. And when you understand that it's a journey, it makes it so much more easier for you to live, right? So remember we were talking about it on, I want to say, was it on Wednesday? But we were talking, no, was it Wednesday? No, I think it was Sunday. But we were talking about it, I think in the Lotus Hour. We were talking about how you can have all these triggers in your life and just be like, whoa, what am I, like, am I doing something wrong, right? Like, why do I keep attracting these, like, really intense moments? And then you realize that you attracted that moment because you have a skill set now. You have a capacity or capability you didn't have before when you first experienced it, or the previous time you experienced it. And now you get to apply that knowing. You get to apply that tool, that technique, to see if it works for you. To see if it's something you can continue taking with you in your journey. That is why we have those moments, right? Maybe not the only reason why, but that is why we have those moments, right? So even with the immense amount of heartache that I'm carrying today, you may have noticed that I have my left arm over my heart, which is the receiving side of the body, right? Because I know I need my love. So I'm holding my heart. I'm feeling my heartbeat. I'm remembering that my body is still warm. I'm honoring these truths. I'm trying to carry the heartache. This is something that I'm practicing in the moment. And when this moment passes, right, and I'm in a more centered and calmer state, I can look back and reflect and see, was this helping me or not? Did this help me on my journey? Is this part of my healing, right? The same way when we use EFT and we tap in, that may have been something you didn't experience beforehand. And then you tried it out and you witnessed, like, wow. Oh, I felt a lot of relief in that. And then you'll end up having some experience where you're feeling triggered again, and it's an opportunity for you to integrate, bring that tool in, you know what, I'm feeling really overwhelmed right now. And, you know, Lotus did tell us that we could kind of tap anywhere. So I'm just going to tap and breathe, right? And take a nice deep inhale, exhale. I'm going to drink my water. Just throwing that out there, right? I'm going to use these tools in the actual journey of healing. So when you're able to reframe your understanding of healing as a journey and not a destination, it really does allow you to endure what's going to come, and to be able to sustain a healthy wellness practice that I know a lot of us tend to struggle with. When things get really heavy, we tend to just get so weighed down that we stop moving. We become stagnant or stuck, right? But when you understand that healing is a continuous journey, it's a movement, you don't feel as stuck and as stagnant as often. You know that regardless of what you're feeling in this moment, you are moving. You're moving forward, right? Hopefully you're moving with love, with compassion, with care. But even if you're just moving with your breath, that is still so tremendous in the life that we live. Yes, Ron, I agree. Can we focus in on healing and doing the work to move through what we need in our lives and supporting the world that is in need? Yes. And the best way that we can do that is honestly by feeling safe. And we're going to tap on feeling safe in a few minutes. There's levels of peace and release that happen at different times of our lives, lady. So true. Being around narcissists, oof, that'll be a pivoting point, Adria. Yep. Yes, layers, trauma, then focus on what? Focus on where that started from. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Stephanie. My journey started in 2016 when my husband suddenly died. I'm so sorry to hear that that happened. I'm also really happy that you're here with us. Thank you. Michelle, burnout that affected my body so that I had to face what was going on with me emotionally. It was the beginning of my journey. The body, right? It's usually trauma or the body that tends to do it. Sometimes relationships, I guess, too. I guess it's like the top three things that can trigger us to pivot to begin our healing experience. The need for companionship, compassion for myself and others. I was holding on to too much pain from lack of compassion. Adam, thank you for sharing. Courtney, when I overdosed the last time, was sexually assaulted while out of it. In that point, it was time for change. I was brought back for a reason, so I'm very, very involved in my sobriety and my success story. Thank you for sharing that. You know, I'm very involved in yours as well. Yes, getting high blood pressure at a young age. Yeah, the body, right? And realizing that being angry and being stressful all the time is going to kill me. And now I'm almost off of all my blood pressure pills. Yes, TJ. I love how there was like a win in there, you know? I love this. Adam, feel that giving so much to others, depleting our own resources. Yeah, giving from an empty cup, right? Trauma, abandonment leading to divorce, deconstruction of Christianity, and not wanting to live by the diagnosis of depression all led me to the healing journey on different levels and times. Yeah. I can see that, God is small, especially when we talk about how it's not always just like one thing, right? There were some things kind of leading up. There might be one that really stands out, right? Like the loss of a loved one. And then there's also these other parts to it where we're just like, whew, okay, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do essentially with all of this pain that I'm feeling, right? It's almost as if it becomes this intuitive act for our body to come in and be like, oh, we're not designed to carry all this pain. That's not what we're about to do. Like, you know, then maybe you might be like, let me go to a bookstore, or all of a sudden there's like a certain ad on YouTube, or you come across a healer on Instagram or something. There's like a little nudge from the universe that's like, hey, all right, you're invited to go to this event and someone speaks and it touches your heart. Or maybe you sit outside in nature and you witness how the tree moves in the wind, and now all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I have to figure out a way to continue living. And I can't do it with all this pain. I don't want to carry all this pain. I, this cannot be again, right? Um, and you continue to find that. My journey started in college. I've ignored my childhood trauma and came to breaking point at that time. Yeah, yeah. College has a lot of stress. A lot of stress. Also, too, stress is woven into all of those things that we talked about, right? Those different types of turning points, whether it be a relationship that was heavy, um, or a trauma you experienced, something happening at all. Remember, trauma doesn't necessarily mean bad or good. It just means that something big happened really fast and my body did not get enough time to process the experience, right? That's what we're talking about when we're saying trauma, right? And then the body, right? The body getting ill in some way, shape, or form. That underlying thing is stress. And we feel a lot of stress when we do not feel safe. When we do not feel safe, oh man, right? It's not great. It's not a great feeling at all. We then begin to almost like spiral into this place of the negative side or what ifs, right? Of like, what if it gets worse? And like, what if I can't make it through? And, you know, we go down that path. And the important thing to know is that, one, we all do it. Everybody does it. Your favorite practitioner, global leaders, your mom, your dad, your favorite adult. We all go through that first and foremost. I want to be very transparent. There's no one that I know who has not gone through that. And if they feel like they have, they probably do not have a deep sense of awareness to witness that they have experienced that. It may take time, right? We're all at different parts in our healing journey. But feeling safe helps you to navigate stress. Because if I can feel safe in my body, and I'm not putting my body in a stressful mode, a stressful frequency, that's going to help me to not feel sick, right? Or not to stress out any important organs, or like, you know, end up having high blood pressure like TJ spoke about. Stress does that to us. The same thing when our mind is stressed, we begin to feel things like depression, like anxiety, right? Memory loss, that is in itself a stressful thing. Like, these are all things that are true, right? Like, stress is woven into that. Stress can make us make poor decisions, be unkind to other people, be very damaging in our relationships to ourselves and to others. Stress can make us not want to face the heavier things in life, right? It can make us feel very afraid, very powerless, because we do not know what to do with the feeling. The feeling is as if you are frozen, like it's a freeze, right? Or we have that adrenaline pumping, right? And now we're in that fight mode, or we're trying to run away, right? And then for some of us, it's us just leaning back into that fawn that we talked about, where we're leaning in and just trying to people please our way out of things, which is extremely stressful. People do not talk about that enough, about how stressful people pleasing is. It's stressful even navigating the world living, right? When we're talking about things like racism, like sexism, like police brutality, these are all stressful things that we are somehow having to endure. And one of the best ways to do that is to feel safe. So we're going to tap on feeling safe. Because even though we may not feel safe in the world at large, if we can begin feeling safe in our own bodies, in our own minds, and in our spirits, I feel that we will be able to figure out how to feel safer in the world at large. I still believe that, like, the energies is everything, because it is. So I want us to collectively work on our energy of feeling safe today, okay? So what I'd love for you to do is to go ahead and drink some water, please and thank you, before we begin tapping. And for new people here, I'm going to go over what tapping means so that you're not just like, girl, what what are you doing, right? But first, let's drink some water. I have some coconut water because I need extra hydration today. Okay. So, EFT. Oh, also too. This is a donation based. I hear Alexa. This is a donation based practice. So if you are able to give, by all means, I would appreciate it. This is my livelihood and how I'm able to pay my bills and be able to be here with you all. If you're unable to donate at the time, do not worry. Um, Leaving a review or a rating, listening to one of my tracks, sharing one of my tracks, joining the Lotus Living Group on Inside Timer, or the Garden. These are all ways that you can still show support for me, um, and my profession, right? And also for me as a person. So if you're able to, I would deeply appreciate it. And I'm supposed to do that like 3 times, but let's just say I did it twice so that we can move forward, okay? Um, Leaving the church, that's a big one. Again, relationship, right? Relationship with source, relationship with community. Coming into a awakening moment in my life, and it's only deepened over the years, but I'm grateful. I've learned so much and unlearned so many things. You know, I think next week we'll talk about the power of unlearning. I think I'm gonna write that down because I feel like unlearning is so good. Such a good practice. Thank you for sharing that, lady. Healing is hard. Oof. Yeah, it can also be rewarding and beautiful at the same time. Agreed. Agreed. I am safe. That was the mantra I was repeating when I woke up this morning. So glad we'll be tapping on that. Yeah, I think it's important. I think it'll help everyone. No matter what it is that you're feeling and going through in this moment, just practicing feeling safe in the body is going to do wonders for all of us, okay? I promise you, one of my favorite things to experience is you all talking to each other in the chat. Like, it genuinely makes me so happy. I don't even know how to explain it. It just feels like, I don't know, some people have trauma around this, but when like one of your favorite people meets your other favorite person and they get along and you're just like they're in the same place. That's what it feels like when I see you guys like talking to each other in the comments. It's just like, oh, my favorite people are together and they like each other. It's a really nice feeling. I'm so grateful for where I am on my journey today. Yes, lady, it's a beautiful place with such freedom within myself. Yes. And I do feel like feeling safe also can add to that sense of freedom for us, right? Of liberation, which is something that we often need to tap into. A series of childhood and early adulthood traumas and years of severe depression led me into this ongoing journey. Sawadi, same. Oof, same. Caroline arrives late. Sorry. Oh, do not worry. What were you diagnosed with? I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. And then in my mid-20s, it was bipolar 2 disorder and borderline personality disorder. And just a slew of other things. But those were probably like the main ones. And I worked on holistically being able to navigate them. Yeah. Thank you for asking. And also, you're never late. You're always in divine timing. I live by that motto. Okay? It's amazing how we have so much love here. The hurt turned us towards love. It always does. But the hurt be hurting, though, you know? Seems like safety and lack is a big theme today. I agree, Jack, yeah. Riding the trauma train for most of my life. My beloved literally rescued me from hell. One day said, I'm looking for something more rather than mere sex, more danger, nonsense. He meant more connection to spirit. Oh, that's beautiful. And the journey commenced. Oh, who's the first person I ever felt safe and loved with. I'm so happy to hear that, Nomi. That's beautiful. Yeah. Rest in peace. And I'm indeed having to endure. Loss is hard. It really is. I see healing as a door for us to walk through to reconnect back to who we are at the soul core. I love that visualization, lady. So many things have infected us from all the outer influences from other people since birth. Yeah, you'll often hear me say when I talk about children, like children are really awesome until we corrupt them, right? We give them our very warped personalities and ideologies and beliefs that probably are not super accurate. And we instill these fears, these doubts in children, because children are naturally fearless to the point where it's terrifying for the adults that have to watch them. I cannot tell you how many times I've witnessed my nephew like have these insane near-death experiences like on a playground. And I'm just like, I came here for you to enjoy your life, and like I am literally terrified every moment that you run, right? There's a level of fearlessness, a level of faithfulness that they have innately, because they just got here, right? They haven't been around the rest of us who have been a bit detached from source, love, Allah, whoever you call on to. Um, that's why there's this pureness and this light to children. And that tends to dim down once we begin giving influence that may not be what they need, right? So yeah, I say that often. We tend to corrupt children. Um, yeah, funny to say, but like not really funny, right? We should be way more mindful of how we treat children. So Wadi, thank you for sharing so vulnerably. It's taking a lot of courage. So Wadi, if there's one thing I've realized about myself, is that I happen to be very courageous. Um, I don't think I ever really identified that until maybe a few months ago. I'm like, oh no, actually you do a lot of brave things all the time. Bravery is not like saving somebody from a burning building. That's not the only way to be brave, right? Sometimes it's just telling your story and sharing your truth, and being okay with how people will process and receive that information, and just knowing that you're doing it from your heart, right? Um, I like to believe that I'm a very heart-led person, that I am a very heart-led practitioner and teacher, and I allow my heart to lead me. And when you're doing that, right, and this is actually very perfect with Leo seasons of Wadi. Like Leo season, they kind of are known for like being very prideful people, a prideful energy. But the truth is that they're very heart-led, right? A Leo that is in their healthy frequency, their healthiest version, they lead from their heart. They understand the wisdom and the power and the courage that it takes to move from love, right? So I guess I might be also leaning into that Leo energy too. I honor all the courage in this space today. So do I. Marquand, hi, how are you? How long will our tapping session be, Lotus? I have to leave in like 25 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes? I'm just getting through the comments. Is that okay? Yeah, 5 minutes, maybe 10, but honestly, yeah, it'll be like 5 minutes. I'm only gonna do a negative round and 2 positive rounds, okay? So let's give yourself credit. You brought us all here. Thank you, Courtney. It's like we're all hanging out in Lotus's house. I would absolutely love that. Unlearning it's like we in the garden. Agreed, Adam. Tanya, hi. I'm so late, but happy to be here with everyone. Tanya, we're happy you're here too. Learning I can get. Yeah. So glad to catch you this morning. Your emails, Lotus, were very good. Oh, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to connect in your life. I decided to let go and live. Yes, I love this for you, Marquand. Courage, I have to. It's hard, but we're here now, a better place. I believe I am changing. I am so happy for you. Thank you, Lotus Braveheart. Thank you. Sending light and love to all. Heading out for a walk with my hubby. Oh, have a good time, Michelle. I love this for you. Okay, let's begin tapping. We all took our sip of water, yeah? So tapping is emotional freedom technique or techniques, and it is essentially like acupuncture for your emotions. We'll be tapping on certain tapping points, acupressure points along the body, and as we do so, we're communicating to the mind that we want to rewire some neural pathways so that we can support whatever the topic is that we're talking about, right? And in the body, we're saying if there's any trauma or any story that's attached to what we're talking about that needs to be removed or transmuted or accepted, bring it to the forefront, right? It's a really beautiful experience for us to have. Okay, mind-body connection is very important in us feeling safe. If we feel disassociated from either part of us, from the conscious or the subconscious, then we are unable to fully be ourselves and feel safe in the world, okay? There are different ways that you can tap. You can tap gently with all your fingers, one finger, two fingers, it doesn't matter. If you're a highly sensitive person, then I would suggest pulsing, where we keep the hand to the body, rubbing, or hovering and not touching the body at all. Whatever one feels best for you, it is just as impactful no matter which way you do it. I really want you to lean into what feels best for you. You may notice that one tapping spot feels really good. We call that our sweet spot, and essentially it is us just letting the body heal in the way in which it needs to. Each tapping point means something. I have an EFT 101 class that's available in the garden that breaks down exactly what that means. But each point means something. So when you find yourself tapping somewhere, your body just needs more of that. Trust in that, okay? It's okay if you're not doing the same tapping routine as me, okay? The 9 points that we're going to use is the side of hand between the pinky knuckle bone and the wrist bone, this fleshy area on either side. And we can lightly tap, pulse, rub, or hover. The top of the head where the crown chakra would be. Start of the brow on either side of the third eye. Trace your eyebrow to the side of your eye, the ocular bone. You'll feel a bone there. That's where you're tapping, not on the temple, on the bone. You'll trace that bone underneath the eye. You'll tap on that bone too. And not above the bone, because that's a very delicate area underneath your eye, okay? Then underneath the nose, above the top lip, in the crease of our chin, collarbone, and then underneath the arm. And for my people that are grieving today, when we get to the collarbone, I want you to link your thumbs together and just alternate in that space. It'll really help your body to regulate and bring the right and the left side together in harmony. Should bring a lot more relief, okay? All right, we are going to drop a number in the chat. So from -10 being the worst you've ever felt, 0 being I don't feel bad, but I also don't feel good, and then +10 being the best you've ever felt, I want you to drop a number in the chat. This is how we document our experience, because EFT is such a subtle art form, such a subtle healing art form. It's easy for us to think that nothing is happening when in fact so much is happening. So we use those numbers to help us document. Very important, okay? So again, -10 being the absolute worst you've ever felt. 0 being neutral, I don't feel bad, I don't feel good. And then +10 being I feel absolutely amazing. Go ahead and pick a number and drop it in the chat. Let it be intuitive, don't think too much on it. Okay? There we go. Thank you all for dropping. Thank you all for dropping. Hi, Karen. How are you? Please tell Logan I said hi. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Okay. Perfect. And then we're going to tap. We're going to do the negative round. And then we're going to do the positive round. Okay? There we go. Me and my wonderful eyesight. Okay, let's begin tapping. Deep inhale, exhale. Repeat after me. I take full responsibility for my well-being. I'm going to stay in this point. Repeat again. I take full responsibility for my well-being. One more time. I take full responsibility for my well-being. Okay, and then I want you to, there we go. I want you to start tapping on top of your head. Repeat after me. Even though I feel unsafe, I deeply and completely love myself. Start the brow, tap here. As I look back on the past, it scares me. Side of the eye. All I can see are so many times where I felt unsafe. Under the eye. Where I wasn't protected. Or I was let down. Under the nose. So much disappointment from people I care for. From people I don't know. crease in the chin. I also feel disappointment in my body, in my mind. Collarbone, right? And I just don't know, how am I supposed to move forward? Underneath the arm. How do I know that I won't go through this again? Right? Top of the head. I expected so much from people before. Brow. And all it did was leave me exposed and vulnerable. Side eye. I feel the weight of these mistakes, these choices and beliefs every day. Under the eye. How do I navigate the world that I live in? Underneath the nose. When it feels impossible to feel safe. Chin. If I'm always looking over my shoulder. Collarbone. Or questioning everyone's motive. Underneath the arm. Or doing everything on my own because I trust no one. Side of the hand. Feeling unsafe is absolutely exhausting. And I need relief. I want you to drop your heads into your lap. Take a nice deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly, expanding it as much as you can. Taking that breath into the heart space. Open mouth, let go. Release. Soften. Let the tension melt from your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Relax your face. Take a deep inhale, breathing in. Expanding the belly as much as you can. Really activating that parasympathetic system that lets us know that we are safe in this moment. Letting that air rise up into the heart. And open mouth, exhale, release, soften. I want you to think of that tuning scale again. -10 being the worst you've ever felt. 0 being I don't feel bad, I don't feel good. And then +10 being the best you've ever felt. And drop that second number in the chat, okay? And drink some water. Thank you. Adria, were you able to hear me? Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I have no idea why that did that. It said it was excellent. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Noni. Okay. Zawadi, that's a big jump. Okay. And we're going to do our positive round now, okay? Let's go. Hi, Steph. Hi, Court. Okay, I got your numbers too. All right. Let's tap. Deep inhale, exhale. Repeat after me. All of those statements are valid. Top of the head. I have experienced every single one. Start of the brow. And I am still standing. Side of the eye. I'm willing to remain open. Underneath the eye. I'm willing to continue experiencing joy, peace, love, and pleasure in my life. Underneath the nose. Even with all I've had to experience, all I have to endure. Chin. My heart is open. And my spirit is thriving. I'll do that one more time. My heart is open. And my spirit is thriving. Collarbone. I have the support of my ancestors, my angels, aligned family, and source. Underneath the arm, I also have the power to choose. Top of the head. In this moment, I want to choose feeling safe. Even if it doesn't make logical sense. Start the brow. I'm actively going to choose to feel safe from here on out. Side the eye. Even when I think I'm not safe. Underneath the eye. I want to choose to feel safe. Underneath the nose. I can be present and observe my environment. Chin. The company that I keep. The information that I digest. Collarbone. If any of it sparks me in feeling unsafe, I have tools in place. Underneath the arm, to center me and realign me. Side of the hand, I can connect to my breath. I can move my body. I can write out the fear. Top of the head, I can tap through the sensations until I feel calmer. Brow. And then I can appropriately address what I am feeling. Side of the eye. Yeah, I can be disempowered, but that's not a part of my design. Underneath the eye, I was created to feel safe. Underneath the nose, my baseline is feeling safe and seen. Chin, I only attract experiences that support this truth. Collarbone. I am secure in my life, in who I am, and what I'm capable of. Underneath the arm, I want to feel secure in my surroundings. I feel secure in my mind and my body. Side of the hand, I no longer need to carry this weight within my spirit and body. In this moment, I give myself permission to feel safe and breathe. I want you to place your left hand over your heart, right hand on top. Close your eyes if that feels good. Or soften your gaze. Take a nice deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly, expanding that breath to the lower back, bringing it into the heart. Open mouth, exhale, release, let go. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go. You can take your fingertips, place them on your heart point. You'll feel that like bone right here in the center of your chest, in your chest plate. And I want you to begin rubbing clockwise. And just repeating to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. We are safe. We are safe. We are safe. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go. You can gently open your eyes, come back to the space, and let me know how you are feeling now. Please take a sip of water. If you have to leave, please, by all means, thank you for staying as long as you did. And I will see you again. If you're joining me tomorrow, I'll be hosting a guided meditation and tapping session for those that are in mourning and grieving the loss of Sonia. That'll be happening at 8 a.m. on Insight Timer. And then, no, 8 p.m. on Insight Timer. And then 8 a.m. on Instagram and YouTube. So you can join twice, you can join once, you can share and let other people know. If you know that people are grieving and need a safe space, you can bring them here, okay? I want to know how you're feeling before you go. Your flow approach is excellent. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate that. Samia, how are you? I haven't seen your name. I choose to feel safe. Yes, Marquand. I'm so late. Hi, Lotus. Hi, Priscilla. Positive 8. Have a lovely day, Lotus. Thank you. Feeling different. That's beautiful. Bless your heart, Lotus. Thank you, Zawadi. That's awesome. Thank you. Samia, you're so welcome. Please let me know how you're feeling below. If you feel like you're still in the negative side of the tuning scale, that's completely understandable, right? Feeling safe is, again, a journey. This is just to help us in this moment to relieve some of that tension and trauma that we're carrying in the body, okay? The more you continue to tap on this, the more you're able to release that tension and that trauma, the more you're able to be at home in your body, be more present in your mind, and not feel like you're drowning in grief and disappointment, okay? So much better. Thank you so much, Goddess Mom. I'm so happy to hear that. Adria, slight weight off my shoulders. Yes, I love that for you. And please keep me up to date with the swimming pool activities. I want to know how it helps in your healing. Bless the water before you get in it. Like, give the water intention. And you can look it up, the science of water. You can actually tell water what to do to help the body. There's science that backs it. Look into it. Zawadi, I'm so glad I found you on YouTube because I want to do it again. Yeah. This should be up. Once it processes it, I send it all the way up. And I'll timestamp this one so you guys can see when the EFT session is, okay? Lorraine, thank you. I feel like it's opened me up. I'm so happy. Adam, thank you so much for the donation. Again, this is a donation-based practice. If you are able to donate, I appreciate it. If you're unable to donate financially, but you can leave a review or a rating or join, Living Lotus on Insight Timer or The Garden. Share a track today. These are all ways that you can show support in our energy exchange, okay? Thank you, Lotus. Take care. Take care, Adria. I promise. Thank you. I appreciate that. Marquand, a blessed morning. Thank you. Feel better. I can take on another day. I can be present. Going to therapy with joint pain. I'm wishing you the best, Marquand. Okay? And thank you so much for your donation. I love you all so much. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stephanie, I'm so happy you're feeling better. Courtney, I really hope that you feel good, and either I'll see you tomorrow, or if not, I'll definitely see you on Sunday for another session of Lotus Hour, okay? So, and there should be an email coming out between today and Saturday. I normally do like 2 emails, but we're doing 1 email this week. Okay? Gone from feeling stressed to feeling restored. Caroline, I'm so happy. I share you with my girls as I'm currently not working. Tanya, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Goddess Mo, love you, Lotus. I love you too, Goddess Mo. Please have a beautiful day. Okay? Bye, guys.